Well, keep in mind, you're taking the Beatles and you're coming from I Want to Hold Your Hand. You're coming from real simple music, very easy to learn, very easy to play, very free, very happy-go-lucky. And you're taking that group, and they go see Guru Maharishi, or whatever his name was, and they come back and they start all of a sudden do a Sgt. Pepper album, which was probably the most anticipated album in the history of music. I mean, disc jockeys talked about that months and months before it was ever released, and it was released ahead of time. And when it came out, they're speaking of, here's this happy-go-lucky group that your parents loved to death, that you and your parents could share together because there was nothing bad about what they said. All of a sudden talking about drugs. All of a sudden relating to sex openly in their music. A Day in the Life was kind of a doom-saying song. It was the point to where it's all going to end here if we don't straighten up. If you don't be yourself and go do what you want to do, and to heck with your parents. To heck with their thought process. Do your own thing, or it's all going to end. You know, you might as well end it yourself. I mean, they were telling us a lot of really strange things in that. And I think that's why I think that album was at least the kickoff to the counterculture. As far as music is concerned, a lot of groups, a lot of people, it inspired them to make moves musically. It didn't really scare me. You know, there was a lot of things. The tie-dyes became really popular out of that stuff. The wearing of the strange clothes came out of this because the album cover, the inside of it, there was a lot of really strange changes. Wearing the old military uniforms, and there was a lot of military involvement with the album. If you really look at it, they all wore military outfits, and there was a lot of subculture thought inside that album because there would be a head missing. There was a bunch of famous people, if you remember, inside the album. People got into what's behind the scenes, what's between the lines. What are the Beatles really trying to say here? So I think we read a lot into it that really probably wasn't even there. You know, for example, I remember back to 26 If. You remember when Paul McCartney was supposed to be dead? I was at a radio station. We sent our newsman to London to find out if this sucker was still walking, talking, and breathing. You know, and in fact he was, and we interviewed him and did the whole bit, and they denied any kind of tricks on their play what I am a walrus backwards, and they say we're going to die and whatever the secret words were, but the secret thing about they actually did do that, and they did it as a publicity ploy. That's what it was all about. I mean, they were like president of the United States. The power that those gentlemen had over this country was phenomenal, in dress, in actions, in thought.